Hello guys and welcome to another Beyond All Reason video. Today we're playing on Sulfur Hills, playing in the middle position as the blue player with Sucramp, Bob7, Fiero GT, Obelix, LDA, Fix, Steelix, and Lone Moodlisk. Our tech player is giving me a free geo essentially. He's building it for me after he makes his own geo right there. So we have well, it's great to hear getting a free geo. That just why not? You know, that's always a good sign. And we're playing the middle position. The 3 games I have played on this map, I always went the middle position. I don't know why, but I thought these 2 positions were a bit too much for me with just a little bit of experience, so I never chose those 2. So I went for the middle. I'm not quite sure what the lanes are. I think it's this, and then Lone Middleisk should go there. So you have a front on this side, but it didn't go like that in this game because Sharpdog essentially just walked to this position immediately. Axolotl is spectating this game as well. He's given me loads of advice already over the course of, well, the 1 or 2 months I'm playing this game right now, maybe even 3. So that's really great, in my opinion. Just having a whole bunch of help and advice from someone who's definitely played this game before. Even though he also is Chev 4 or 5, I think. I'm not really sure. It doesn't really matter. But we started with 2 maxes into 2 wins, into last 1 max into a whole bunch of wins, and then into the bot lab, into two pawns, into 3 construction bots, into the last 3 pawns, and we pushed out the first few units before going full on into the construction bots taking over the base. I'm sorry, a little bit stuck in my throat. I'm also sending forward my construction bot to reform lines right now. We don't need any more construction back at base because we have enough metal income and enough energy income for now. Also, the wind is 15, so at a maximum, and it stays that way, I think, for a little bit because we didn't really have any issues whatsoever. There's also a single rascal passing through, but luckily I have my pawns ready and waiting. Then I realized, oh wait, this position is just not contested. Lone Moodlisk is helping 1v2, or is this 1v2? Yeah, it is. Fiero GT is uncontested, so it's actually essentially 3v2. It also means this position will be rather cleaned up rather fast because of 3v2 pressure. And Torxie just has a little bit of grunts, but all of his units are dead. Oh no, there they are. I just didn't see them. Sharpdog is making a mistake there, pushing into a whole bunch of Rocketeers on every day, so he is losing slowly his position because he only has a few turns, and his metal income is bizarrely low.
Commander, self-destructed.
From Atomics. As I have my first initial skirmish here against the commander and a Centurion. I had 5 pawns against the Centurion. I took out the Centurion with 3 losses, so I'm curious. 150 against 270. Yeah, that's a really profitable trade actually. I wasn't quite sure when I did that if it was profitable, but now yes, I do see it was profitable. Yeah. like I said, Lemonisk isn't going to his position. Actually, also the TD marker. So right now I'm quite vulnerable if they come through here, so I decide, wait, my teammate isn't covering this, so I'll just get a few LTTs up and running. So this sucks a bit, and Furioglity could also wall this off like Axel says, and that is true, but I'm not quite sure if that would even help. Yeah, it would. Actually, yeah, it would help actually lots. I also have a forward position. I just have a few maces up and running at the front, but mostly just the turrets covering for myself, because all of my units were dead to the commander and the centurion. As I'm now eating my lab and getting a front lab, while I just build these few turrets and go back to helping or building more wins. Also building a construction turret. I probably could have just spacebar tapped this, so this one was boosted out a bit quicker, because it takes a long time to finally get this one up and running, and it would help in the long term, so I think that was a mistake on my part. But back on the front lines, smart, I guess, B-Man Hansen.
Commander, self-destructed.
Front lab. I guess it's a front lab. Front lab, well, he isn't eating this. That's a mistake on his part. He should have eaten that. That is just free 500 metal into units. But I have maces and I'm trying to pressure, but there's a beamer here, which sucks. I thought maybe I could degun it, but it's actually beaming quite fast through my health. So I'm just focusing it down with the maces and trying to get it down. But no, I just don't finish it. Honestly, be prepared. I am not playing that well in this situation. Finally get my Rocketeers here. Just trying to pressure them, but beamers I think have enough range to actually outrange Rocketeers. I'm not sure. 475 against 490, I think, yeah. So Rocketeers are a bit do have less range. Set the attack command and fight command, and shooting a few up, just trying to harass more or less. There's another beamer, which sucks a bit again, but it's fine. I do have my ticks for vision, but I forget to send them to the front, so that's a little bit of a problem, because right now, as you can see, I know where it is, but these bleeps from the radar aren't that accurate, of course, so it sucks a bit. If I have these ticks to the front, I could have seen way more, which would be way better, of course. As you can see, my green teammate has essentially colonized all of these maxes, so his mental income is 32 per second right now. Even though he doesn't have these maxes and these maxes even, he is winning by quite a lot. I'm not sure if he's supposed to take all those maxes, but I think it is. But he's using my position, forward position, to flank and get through to his teammate, which is really great, while I am just fighting back, just containing my lane opponent more or less. Have damaged them by quite a bit, out-trading them essentially, but I can't really break this position that well. I also think I rushed in with my ticks, or they got sniped off because my ticks are gone. I've noticed that later, but then it was too late already. But let me see, he has, let's not all his LTGs. He has 7 Rocketeers, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 sentry turrets and 2 beamers, which in all fairness it's like 800 against my, I have the double in units, but I'm not really sure how to break this easily. Rocketeers, of course, just break these LTGs. That isn't a problem. The problem is the beamers. But right now I'm just helping my construction bot with getting the construction turrets up and running, just for free repair and all the like. while boosting actually it out, because otherwise I wouldn't go into, or else all the construction turrets would repair my commander, which of course is fine, but I'd rather have them boosting out the construction turrets. Also, here are the few ticks again. I made a few, and now I do have way better vision, of course. As well as just, I am winning quite hard with just my bases and...
Commander self-destructed.
I still walk with respawns behind rezzing. Of course, that's a really good point. I didn't think about it, honestly. I was quite busy just
Enemy units detected.
trying to break through this position. I didn't really think about respots, but yeah, it's very fair. I think respots repairing and rezzing everything would actually have broken through already, just because I wouldn't need to be that scared of damage, as well as right now I'm heavily damaging his commander, so I thought I could probably push through and kill his commander, but honestly, most of my projectiles are being stopped by the few maces in front and a few turrets. So his commander actually just lives on like 30 HP. I thought he was like 10 maximum, but that's a mistake on my part. As well as the beamers just doing its thing. Luckily Green is here to help, and he actually shares all of these frontiers with me. Really props to Green, really helped me out here. Even though I don't think it would have been a problem, just because I have a front lab and still getting frontiers out of the labs, even though I stopped producing because I got a whole bunch of frontiers and I want to transition to tier 2. As you can see, Chevron getting out, so I just do a simple then. Do not want any trouble dealing with that, and just walk forward, commander. Getting as much damage on everything, and just go and eat all of this while we got a construction bot out of the bot lab already, as well as a bot over here which will actually build the tier 2 lab. As you can see, I'm just pulling it forward right now. Well, I do have a tier 2 shared for me from the tech player, who also already has boosted out my maxes. I just send it forward and then back to this tier tier 1 geo. I haven't built this one yet because honestly I was pretty busy with the front line. I just have 2 construction bots just not doing anything. But now I do have my tier 2 lab out and already getting my first few hounds. I initially went for 20 hounds with a raider and gemma bot, but I think I backpedaled to 10 later on. And I'm just eating all of this metal while the tech player from their team, Heidels, also pushes forward a few hounds ready to relieve Smart Hansen from this pressure. I do have a whole bunch of grunts from the green player here as well, and a whole bunch of thugs, while he actually also goes for T2 and actually gets his first T2 max when running right now as well. I sent forward my Rocketeers just more or less in a suicide push. I don't really care if they die because I have these hounds in the back. We have 13 right now. And, let me see. Might actually get even less. I try to focus down his hounds with the set target command, but I accidentally got one Rocketeer with it as well. Well, I'm actually curious how many hounds I built, because I thought sure I would stop pretty soon. As you can see, we got the Rocketeer, so now my hounds are focused firing on his hounds, and we do get 2 kills on that, which was really great until I pivoted to get to the Geo and just got the Geo down. The hounds actually go for the Overwatch Tower as well, and there we go. Also getting a bit of value on these maces and Rocketeers. We have 12 But there are brutes coming through. The grunts of green wasn't really paying attention, which, to be fair, I wasn't either. I was busy with the hounds at the front. And I do see the damage, but I see the grunts of green, so I decide he will fix that mess up. I won't really bother with that, as I focused down his tier 2 lab. It wasn't really finished yet, which is a small mistake, because I thought it was finished, so I wasted a few volleys on that. But I did get 1, 2 GUs into it, according to T2 lab, and now pushing forward into the Tomix's base. I do see the Geo, so I focus fire and I just walk right into the commander. He gets 2 amazing lead and sticks, I think 8 or 7 from my hounds from my and the last one. But 1 at 4 HP finally finishes off this Geo, which makes it phenomenal. I got 3 Geos with like I think 17 let's say 15 to be sure, to be fair, 15 hounds. I'm not really sure what the metal cost is actually. 300, 3000, 4.5k, yeah, a bit less, so let's say 4000 against 1.5k, but a whole bunch of energy. And it takes time to rebuild them, so as you can see, he needs to build them as well. So actually taking it down, I'm thinking too hard about this. Doesn't really matter, it's a Warfare trade, because they don't really have that energy supply up and running, so that means less conversion. Less energy conversion and having energy problems. Or at least I hope so. I do have my ticks walk into these defenses, as these twin guards were being built by Sharp Dog, which sucks a bit, but nothing to do about it, as we got our tier 2 lab back up and running. Well, the tier 2 construction bot actually gets to the front lines, and I will get another construction bot out, helping out the construction tier 2 advanced construction bot while I eat this forward lab, because it's useless. We do have this one right here, and that's the only one we actually need. We do have a little bit of energy problems, while really actually
Commander destroyed.
Commander, and but a whole bunch of units from the curve actually is stopping him. We just have a whole bunch of units, spawns, bases, everything I like. But the Jello Hounds are pushing back against the Sheldons of Sulfur. Now he has his grunts up and running, getting kills on the Hounds again, as a Sheldon ball of Synchron actually gets pushed up again. Might even get a few shots off on the Hounds, but I'm not sure. Well, we hear Shurikens as a brute push actually finds his way past in this gap we talked about, and no one is covering this, which really sucks. There's also
Commander
a big
destroyed.
push coming. Well, I quickly build a bot lab with these 2 construction turrets and just push out pawns as much as or as many pawns as possible. But yeah, this isn't a great situation. These brutes are going to do a whole bunch of damage. There goes the energy conversion, and they decide, luckily for me actually, to go to the left through the base, and it is probably just a standard fight command. He does get these energy conversions as well as more windmills, but honestly, I do have pawns on the front. I'm running back actually as well, just trying to catch as many brutes as possible. But these 3 builders are still living. I am pushing out more pawns, dealing with this, but I'm not really that hurt because my energy is great with my geothermal was destroyed here, but this geothermal is still up and running, which is lovely. Props to Lexia, I'm not sure. Really props to him. Really well done. Actually helping us out as a single thug is being pushed past. I am trying to deal with it. I do have my pawn up and running, but they usually never finish it. I'm just running past as a few shurikens come and stun it, luckily for me. And I was already in the process of running back from the geothermal, so I actually just rebuilt 1-2 axes into the advanced geo, which really just, it's a little bit of a issue, but nothing really big. Yeah, I need to sneeze. And maybe it will go over. It's a bit annoying, as I'm just more pushing out more pawns, and in the meantime I actually just build up a tier 2 push with 5 sharpshooters and a whole bunch of welders. Sharpshooters already have 16 kills, which is mostly tier 1, honestly, so nothing too special. As I'm walking forward, these welders will just handle spam as much as possible, while the sharpshooters hopefully will just pick everything off. I do have a few AA bots up and running as well, while I'm making a few more welders to cover for the sharpshooters. They do push up quite hard and get just they poke down the welders. I wasn't honestly paying that much attention, as Heidel's pink sticks, of course, but that's where the welders are for, luckily, as another incisor from Tommy X is getting pushed past in the same gap once again. But now this time we had our pawns up and running, but one single incisor, 2 single incisors are coming through, which sucks, honestly, but it's not that much of an issue once again. I am right now roughly going even, or almost going even on this, on my energy supply, but luckily the advanced geothermal is coming up. We just need a little bit more metal. All of our metal is running, but we don't really have any conversion, but we are not, well, we are using a whole bunch of energy right here. So that's essentially makes up for our energy supply now. So also gives another tip, console, just right click, to quick information. I disputed out the scenario, because afterwards he told me, again, just in person, so I could use it immediately. But it works. Then you just get all the units you want and just control right click, and then they go walk at the same, in the same formation to that position at the same speed of the slowest unit. So even I don't think the radar and Germabot are, no, they evade that selection, which sucks a bit, but there's nothing to do about it. I knew there was a commander here, so I just spread out as much as possible. I didn't really want to wait this long to
Commander destroyed.
the base, so that's fine. And a few hounds are left over, which is a bit annoying, but these sharpshooters will actually just keep everything quite up as they rack up kills. They have 66 right now. The welders are mostly just for the tanking and the spam, as the hounds are pushing in again. As
Commander destroyed.
Feeds from a good player handed over to me, which come just in time to just disintegrate the hounds that come close, as the snipers are, I think one of them fell, as we are right now at 64 kills instead of 66. And I just pushed out fight command.
Commander destroyed.
I just tried to push through my feeds, but the air players here with tier 2 wasps, I do have a bit of anti-air, and they do get a bunch of kills. Like third gunship is down already. They do focus on my AA right now, and they do have AoE, so I spread them out. Well, Axel already says it as well. I need to cloak the snipers, so I cloak them just too late, as the last fourth one falls down. It's a bit annoying to do about, as the anti-air I think was like 3 kills per. So we got down 9 wasps, so 370 down, let's say 10, it's 4,000 for like 1.5k metals, which is very good. Right, this green finds its way to the 8-kill player and gets a whole bunch of conversion, energy conversion. These spawns are still picking in, as I do have a waves of bonds still back here being made up the fly and in front of here, as more welders are already being made to get a beach pass, but that's the game as the enemy team resigns.
Battle
Of
ended.
course, because Chevron made a really big dent into the top, in the top half, and I was in the middle, cutting the map essentially open. We do get the energy, destroying enemy resource production, as well as efficient use of resources. I'm not really sure what this means, but I guess every unit I made got at least its initial worth value. I'm not quite sure. I don't have the destroying enemy units and defenses. I was in 3rd place for that. But overall, a really solid game, if I say so myself. I actually wanted to go over who we were playing against, but I didn't. So here you have the teams. I'm still at 32, nothing too fancy about it. I also went into the detailed settings for the OS, so you can also see the uncertainty, which is like 4 right now for myself, 4.15, something. But we are against Risk Turkey. Turkey? Yeah, I think it's Turkey. Idols, Sharp Dog, Please Give Me Battle, 727, Atomic 604, The Curve, and Smart Beam Enhancer. Really enjoyable game. Of course, Chevron and I did a really good job up top. Chevron also got a whole bunch of maxes, essentially like a third of the map. No, let's say a fifth, so 20% of the map, just by doing to this part, upper part of my cursor, which just gave him a whole bunch of metal, and he used it wisely. And he covered for my ass as well, so it was a really great game. Anyways, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.